Hello and welcome to NAFDAC and Your Health. I am your host. My name is Tosing Adebayo. Here we bring you up to date with NAFDAC's activities with regards to its mandate of safeguarding the health of the nation. Last week on the program, as part of NAFDAC's ongoing infrastructural development, we showcased the commissioning of 2 NAFDAC state offices in Kwara and Osun states. Today, we continue our expose on the subject, highlighting how NAFDAC has been able to turn around from a state of infrastructural deterioration to a regulatory agency with all of the trappings of being world-class over the last 5 years of Professor Mojisola Adeye's leadership. A gradual nationwide turnaround of the agency's building infrastructures in order to create a conducive working environment for workers and clients. Improved mobility through the provision of new vehicles to enhance the efficiency of workers. The digitization of the operations of the agency with cutting-edge information and communication technology, and the upgrade of the laboratories to facilitate international recognition are some of the infrastructural revamping going on in the agency.
NAFDAC works with the public. NAFDAC works with MSMEs, thousands and thousands of them. So where we operate must be accessible. But it's not just being accessible to our clients, it is also must be conducive to the staff. But more importantly, of course, the health of our staff is premium, but it is our customers. If our customers cannot climb 8th floor, 6th floor, or 4th floor, or whatever, the Federal Secretariat, there's a problem. And aging infrastructure is a problem. For example, our Oshodi laboratory, I think it's maybe 60 years old. Right now, we are 7 zonal state offices are under construction. Kebbi, Sokoto, Ebonyi. I traveled to Yobe about 4 years plus ago, and I couldn't believe where our staff, where our staff do their business every day. They are on the top floor, and I don't know, maybe 4th floor or whatever. And many times there is no light, and they have to now connect generator to their own segment of the building. I see that as not conducive for staff, but more importantly also is the fact that our customers they cannot reach us easily. So we have all these constructions going on. We have the Yaba lab being expanded because of the fact that the WHO assessed it, and they told us that it has to be expanded in order to meet international standards. So that is one of the reasons why Yaba Lab is being expanded, and I believe it's going to be completed before the end of the year. Oshodi vaccine lab is being built based on the funding intervention fund, COVID intervention fund by the government. Why do we need the vaccine lab? It's extremely important that with the pandemic and other pandemics that may come, or even the routine vaccines that we analyze, that we have a lab that is conducive for working, and a lab that is going to make our work much easier and make the outcomes of our work to be of international standards. So we have the Oshodi vaccine lab going on. We have also the animal facilities because for any vaccine lab, you have to use animals during the testing of different biologicals or vaccines. So that also is part of the construction that is taking place. But essentially, it is our construction right now, or the different construction works going on, is based on the fact that our staff have to be in a conducive environment. It is a requirement of WHO it is under what is called regulatory system. Regulatory system includes staffing, how conducive the environment is. You cannot say you want to be part of the global player and you don't have a conducive environment. So all these things are being done to raise our standards to such a level where NAFDAC can play with others in the regulatory world. And we're already getting there. The maturity level 3 was given based on the fact that we are building or expanding Yaba Lab. And maturity level 4 that we are working towards now, the vaccine lab will impact that. In terms of ICT, Information Communication Technology Directorate, that aspect of the regulatory system, meaning the use of IT to make our system more visible, transparent, effective, the use is significant of IT. Why we got maturity level 3 was partly based on how digitized our systems are now. We are not there yet, but we have it's day and night compared to what we used to. Because without digitization of our systems, with software, hardware, we cannot be a transparent regulatory system. And part of what is expected of a regulatory system is anybody in the world can go on the website of a regulatory agency and get information that is public. We have done a lot on our IT website, actually starting with websites, to make sure that we have enough information. But we are going to even improve further on our website. 70 to 80% of our activities are field work. We have to inspect. Whether we are doing good distribution practice inspection, it is outside the NAFDAC building. Whether we are doing site inspection for good clinical practice, it is outside the NAFDAC building. Whether it is GMP, good manufacturing practice, it is outside the NAFDAC building. So we use vehicles a lot. Talk of MSMEs in Lagos or Kano. We have thousands of MSMEs. We cannot, because they are small micro businesses, we leave them. Oh, you are small micro businesses, you don't need to be inspected. No, we will put our own population at risk of eating or using anything that they make. So these are the reasons why we need vehicles for inspection. Because without that, we cannot say that a particular site is following international standards or is following good manufacturing practices, good clinical practice, good distribution practice, and so on.
Financing these projects has taken incredible financial discipline and, of course, support from the federal government and the National Assembly, but most of all, being frugal with its earnings.
DG of NAFDAC is somebody I can regard as the manager of funds. When she came in 2017, she met a debt of 3.2 billion. Within 1 year, within the November 2017 and November 2018, about 3.02 billion was cleared. So since that time, she has been managing the funds. It's interesting to work with the present DG because she's not somebody that is, she doesn't waste funds. Let me put it that way. The money that NAFDAC is generating is purely to take care of, to provide infrastructure for the agency as well as taking care of staff welfare. one of the expenditure lines that we spend money on is rent of accommodation, offices. NAFDAC DG wants this to stop. They want NAFDAC to have offices that we can call our own in virtually every state of the Federation. Apart from these buildings, when we look at the lab, you know, lab is a pillar of NAFDAC. Everything, I can say that everything stops at the lab.
We'll take a short break now. Don't go away.
The MedSafety app is the latest reporting tool introduced by the National Agency for Food, Drug Administration and Control in November 2020 as part of the Innovative Medicines Initiative project. The app is made available to the public in collaboration with World Health Organization, Uppsala Monitoring Center, Medicines and Healthcare Products Regulatory Agency, UK, and National Agency for Food, Drugs and Administration and Control, NAFDAC. The MedSafety app allows users to track safety information of medicines, vaccines and other health products, report adverse drug reaction to a medicine or vaccine, and view data on suspected side effects. When you have received your COVID-19 vaccine, you can use the MedSafety app to report any adverse reaction or side effect you may feel. The app can be used by anybody, irrespective of whether you are a medical practitioner or not. You, your family, and friends, everyone can download and use the MedSafety app to report adverse drug reaction. Just search for MedSafety on Google Play Store for Android and App Store for iOS. When using the app for the first time, the user needs to select his or her region. In this case, Nigeria, and also choose the preferred language of choice. The user will then be taken to the login page where you create an account by providing your email and password or proceed as a guest. To create an account, you are required to provide the following details: reporter type, example, physician or pharmacist, as well as their name and email address, password with at least 9 characters with one uppercase letter and a number. Read the privacy statement and accept. Once you are logged in, the user is presented with a number of tabs, which includes news, products and watch lists. Under the Report tab, the user can report a new suspected adverse drug reaction, ADR. On opening a new report, the user is prompted to input patient details, which include initials, sex, and date of birth. The user is then required to input details of the suspected medicine. These include suspected medicine name, other drug details such as strength, batch, dosage details. Multiple suspect drugs and concomitant drugs can be added at any time. The report can be saved and completed at a later time. A saved report can be found on pending reports and can be continued by clicking on the report and continuing from where the user stopped. Enter reaction details, reaction date and outcomes. Multiple suspects' reaction can also be added. Also, further details about the report can also be included, such as did the reaction cause prolonged hospitalization, disability, congenital anomaly, or birth defect, life-threatening results in deaths, and so on. Finally, you can also add details of any relevant medical history before submitting the report. The user receives a message on the app confirming submission and an acknowledgement in the mail for submission. Reports can be created and saved without internet connection and be sent whenever internet connection is available. The product tabs show all medicines in the NAFDAC list database. It's easier to navigate to a drug or vaccine of interest, and this data is obtained from the WHO Uppsala Monitoring Center. User can also add products of interest to their watch list to get the latest information on the drugs. All products added to the watch list can be viewed in the watch list tab. The News tab displays drug safety information by NAFDAC. This is usually up to date with drug safety information. Registered users can also edit their profile or change app settings. For more information on the app, please contact the National Pharmacovigilance Center (NPC) at NAFDAC headquarters, plot 2032, Olusegun Obasanjo Way, Wuse Zone 7, Abuja, or call 09290511110 or send email to medsafetyapp@nafdac.gov.ng or pharmacovigilance@nafdac.gov.ng.
Welcome back. If you are just joining us, you're watching NAFDAC and your health. NAFDAC Laboratories, which are central to NAFDAC operations as a regulatory institution, have received huge boost under this massive infrastructural overhaul of the agency, from physical buildings to equipment.
About the infrastructural level in this place, we had then few equipment, but to be candid with you, about 30 of them, about 70% of them, about 70% of this equipment were either malfunctioning or were not effective. So we're managing with the 30% that was working within that period. But upon the time Madam came, Professor Mojisola Adeyeye, we did a gap analysis. We now look at the fact that most of them are aging, most of them will be out of circulation, in which case we may not be able to find their spares. So we started procurement of new equipment, state-of-the-art equipment, to enable us move on, even after now, so that we can continue our processes. The procurement of this new and modern equipment has enhanced our analytical ability. Before 2017, there are a lot of backlogs of analytical activities, probably because of downtime of the equipment. But with the current procurement of the new and modern equipment, we have been able to reduce our downtime, and we have about 96 efficiency in terms of output. And we are meeting up with a timeline of 4 weeks for food analysis. We're keeping on with our timeline of 4 weeks, except we have to do CAPA, or we have to do investigation into why the product, if the product is failing, which means it's not flowing as a regular sample, we need to sit back and do some extra additional work. That could be what is holding on that 4%. Otherwise, with the equipment we have now, our turnaround time has been very effective. It's near 100.
And all these pertinent technologies we're talking about, they are pharma compliant, especially in the lab. They have data integrity facilities, and anywhere we tender our results, our chromatogram, it's not disputable. If you do recall, the lab function is part of what the agency was assessed for during the WHO global benchmarking, and the lab did excellently well. Did well because of what we have been able to put together and show a group of auditors from WHO headquarters what we have in Nigeria. And we are very happy, and we are equally happy that we are in the lab, we are part of the success story. It's not only in Yaba here, but all these devices and equipment, they are all over Nigeria. We have in Kaduna lab, we have in Aguru lab, we have in Maiduguri lab, we have in food lab at Oshura. So it's not only the drug lab here in Lagos that benefited from all these cutting-edge technologies. They are all distributed all over Nigeria to make sure that all the laboratories are working at par. No one is superior to the other. We develop common standard operating procedures. All our documents are harmonized together. So the quality of test you do in Lagos, the same quality of test you get in Agulu or you get in Kaduna laboratory. That's how far we have gone and how far we have integrated our system. So, and beside the equipment too, our labs, all our laboratories are now run on laboratory information management system. The DG made sure that the LIMS is replicated in all the laboratories. And if you understand what that means all the laboratory processes are digitalized, run on software, and they are there in Maiduguri, they are there in Kaduna, they are there in Agulu, they are there in Oshodi, and they are working perfectly. It makes this is not common. Very few countries in Africa run their labs on LIMS.
One of the biggest achievements of the agency in upgrading its laboratories, apart from meeting up to global standards, is speed of laboratory turnover, as well as ability to do a whole lot more in terms of testing. Monitoring and evaluation of new infrastructures and maintenance of the existing ones are also a paramount in meeting the goals of transforming NAFDAC into a world-class regulatory agency.
I've been privileged to be in NAFDAC since 1994, and I've worked in the Admin of Human Resources Directorate, closely working with the Office of the DG, and I know all the projects that have been going on. We've never had it this good in terms of projects that are going on. Many projects are going on simultaneously in different parts of the country, and those projects are impactful. They are contributing positively to the growth of the agency, to our mandate, and for the benefit of Nigerians. So, in fact, we can call it a revolution when we compare it to what we have witnessed in the past. It is phenomenal in terms of the projects that we are doing within the limited resources, within the limited time, within the limited human resources we also have. The DG is concerned about quality job. We have engineers in the system, we have quantity surveyors in the system, we have architects. And what we just do in admin here is to coordinate the administrative aspect of it. So the standard of work has been up to date, and the engineers too, I must commend them, they've been doing wonderfully well. In fact, what we did to make sure that we were able to achieve result is we even brought in engineers, architects, quantity surveyors from Federal Ministry of Works to come and assist those of us that are inside to be able to get the best out of the job. So it's been challenging, but very interesting and encouraging, and we are sure we deliver.
Here is where we draw the curtains on this edition of the program. Join us same time, same station next week for another informative package. In the meantime, if you have comments, complaints, or you want to report activities of fake drugs or adulterated food product peddlers, our doors are always open. You can reach NAFDAC via toll-free numbers. For inquiries, call 0700 162 3322. For complaints, call 0800 162 3322. You may also email NAFDAC at nafdac.gov.ng. If you have complaints about any form of misconduct, you can reach the Reforms Unit via email, reforms@nafdac.gov.ng, or call the Reforms hotlines on 0909 763 0506 or 0909 763 0507. NAFDAC, customer focused, agency minded. Importing, producing, distributing, and selling fake drugs and cosmetics, adulterated food, and so on are criminal activities that destroy lives. Join the fight against these heinous crimes by reporting any suspicious activity in your area to NAFDAC. Let's join hands to safeguard the health of our nation. Till next week, stay safe.